Briar's Bits, episode 40, presented to you by Briar.io. Wild day in crypto. Bitcoin finally cracking 12K. Backtested that resistance breakout. What was once resistance is now support. Huge daily close. We saw the highest figures in over a year on Bitcoin.
First,
last
we
12
look at
months.
this market.
Let's get into it.
Also, get in the Patreon if you're not in there. One member away from the first group. Zoom, 24 after a month. 25, we're setting that date here. Hopefully that happens this week. We'll get those started. But let's share this screen and get into the market straight away. Bitcoin, $12,305, the highest price in a year, as you can see here on this chart. Bitcoin making the highest price in the year after backtesting that weekly close yesterday. It's closed strong, and price action to the upside continues for Bitcoin, up 3.89%. Ethereum, $431.98, up 0.34%. And Chainlink down 7.47%, $17.33 on my beloved link. Even with all of the pain today, that still up 28.8% for the last 7 days. So let's just keep that entire thing in perspective here. Chainlink was due for a little bit of a pullback, up 616.8% for the year before the next leg upward. I anticipate to leave the teens behind. Let's go to the 20s. We'll see if I'm right after Bitcoin's done doing its thing. Into this tweet from Dawn_Chainlink, first BSN base selects Chainlink as the preferred Oracle network to enable BSN applications. The smart contracts. Now China begins testing digital currency in major cities, including Beijing and Hong Kong. Chainlink, I wanted to touch on this as well. Developer activity almost doubles Bitcoin in the last year. According to Crypto Mizo, on August 17th, the number of Chainlink's GitHub commits stood at 4,189 from 51 contributors, nearly doubling Bitcoin's at 2,152 from over 100 contributors last year. Data relayed from software repositories are used to determine the strength of a project. Even though there might be a dedicated developer fund for incentivization of contributors, channeling their expertise for the benefit of the protocol, their general participation or lack thereof can either make or break a project. It is a metric or a barometer that indicates the frequency of developers' interaction with the project's source code. The higher the activity, the more active it is. In the blockchain world, a project must have a vibrant developer activity. The absence could spell doom, since developer stagnation can mean source code vulnerability if it isn't frequently revamped. In the last month, Chainlink's contributors submitted 68 pull requests of the 60 and that were merged, and the remaining 8 were open. Meanwhile, there were 5 active issues, of which were closed, and 4 new issues identified. Overly, 19 authors had pushed for 226 commits to develop, changing 345 files with 10,602 additions and 6,907 deletions. 366 commits have so far been pushed to all branches. High-profile partnerships and accolades. Interestingly, amid the spike in developer activity, Chainlink continues to strike important high-profile partnerships with a slew of blockchain companies, asserting its position as a leading Oracle's platform. In June, Chainlink was recognized as a promising tech pioneer, placing them in the same degree as Google during its early stage by the World Economic Forum, WEF. Chainlink is building a blockchain interoperable decentralized Oracle system that links smart contracts to real-world vetted data. Through verified and tamper-proof data, smart contracts functionality is enhanced, further leading to more adoption of blockchain-based solutions known for the reliability, the future of blockchain. As previously reported by BTC Manager, Link's trading volumes on Coinbase soared to a record level of August 10th, surpassing Bitcoin's. The token price is up roughly 33% against BTC, ETH, and USD in the last trading week. So this is from Dalmas Gedich today, August 17th, 2020. Very interesting article.
Smart contract system that's very secure and deterministic and reliable, and then it's triggered by highly insecure systems you arrive at a very strange situation where the end-to-end security is low. Called Town Crier. Town Crier is an approach developed at IC3 together with Cornell and folks like that. And what that approach focuses on is the use of these trusted execution environments, initially Intel's SGX enclave environment, for the acquisition of data and the return of that data back to the contract. The goal of our body of work is basically along the lines of creating hundreds of pre-made chain links so that a developer can show up and say, you know, I want to write my core code and I want to have these 3 inputs and these 3 outputs, right? Because the situation we're in today is one where if I'm a developer, like let's say I wanted to build something like Uber, if I didn't have access to a GPS API or an SMS API or a payments API, it'd be very difficult for me to build Uber, right? I'd have to write the core Uber code, then I'd have to go figure out the telecom system, GPS, and payments. So the first...
Lastly, for somebody that got into this space for free markets, sound money, you know, the rule of law, why do we want free markets? Why do we want sound money if we don't have free markets in the rule of law? You know, privatized competition. I think this is all coming together. Contracts are going to make that all possible. Smart contracts with interoperable, you know, communication, obviously between blockchains, and Chainlink providing that data back and forth to make sure that it's all valid and executed, and there are no, you know, losers. Somebody has, if somebody needs to execute a contract, if 2 parties agree on something, it should be executed. There should be no backing out of the contract. Let's make this. Let's get this thing going. This is the next step. We are heading into the next era of blockchain technology. We don't have to just have tokens and money. We want money. We want sound money. We have it. Let's go. We have privatized money. We have confidential transactions now. Let's get on with it. Let's build the rest of the ecosystem. And when I listen to Sergey Nazarov talk, I hear him talking about free markets and capitalism without saying it. That's what I hear. So that's why I'm so excited about Chainlink. This little pullback is nothing in the grand scheme of things. Could be further downside. Who knows? Who cares? Not selling. Didn't read, not selling. Everybody have a good Monday night.